I get is, I want to start investing, but my spouse isn't interested. Has anybody said that or known anybody that has said that? I get it a lot. I want to start investing, but my spouse isn't interested. So they either don't do anything, or they do it in spite of, or regardless of, or sometimes they talk their spouse into it. So I want to bring up a rich woman right now who's going to share her story because I think it's a very powerful story for people to hear. Kathy? You know her? Kathy Heasley. Hey.
Hi.
Hi. Hi. Hi. Now, Kathy came to me one day and we were talking about, I'm working on a book called Rich Couple.
Right.
And Kathy said, I've got the story for your book all about her wanting to invest or getting, Kathy's been around us for a long time.
Right.
And tell your story.
Well, I have had the privilege of being around these wonderful people for quite a long time. And my husband and I have been married for 21, 22 years. And, we're partners in our business. We are partners in life. I mean, I feel very privileged there, too. And over the course of the years, my husband has taught me a lot about money. He's taught me a lot about stocks. I have a theory that the kind of household that you grew up in is kind of the way that you invest later in life.
Right.
My husband grew up in a household where investing in the stock market was something they did. I grew up in a household where you worked hard and you worked for every dollar that you got. So I learned how to start a business and work real hard. But the neat thing was, one day I got to work with the Rich Dad Company, and I started in Ken McElroy, and I started to learn at a pace that was very accelerated. And as I was learning, I started to see patterns, and some of the patterns you're learning here, where perhaps mutual funds aren't the best thing, and where maybe real estate is a better option. And so I started learning some of these things. Well, my husband wasn't around these folks like I was.
Oh, and by the way, Kathy worked very closely with Ken on his book on real estate.
Yeah,
years earlier.
I've learned from the best, I have to say, and I feel, like I said, very privileged. So as my interest started peaking and as the stock market started tanking, I started to get frustrated, and I started to feel like, I'm tired of watching, the money that I've worked so hard for, my retirement account. I started to get frustrated because I thought, I have to do something with this, chunk of money that's my future. And I felt like, this is my 401k or my retirement plan. I'm going to do something about it. So one day, and this didn't happen over the course of hours or days or weeks. This happened over the course of months, if not even a year, where I wavered back and forth. I always like to tell the story where someone told me this, and it's so true, that if you have a bunch of little kids at a pool, and those little kids, if you have a group of boys, and you say, okay, on the count of 5, everybody's going to jump in the pool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The guys will all jump in, and they'll all try to out-jump each other. And if you have a bunch of girls and you say the same thing, and you count to 5, this is what they do.
We all hold hands, and we jump in together.
We jump in.
That's what we do. Because we want our friends to come with us.
That's right. Well, I wanted my husband to jump in the pool with me. And you know what? He wasn't ready. So one day I got the nerve up to just say, you know what? I want to take that portion of our future that's in my name. I didn't feel like I really had the privilege or the right to make decisions for him. But I did feel like I had the right to make the decision with that portion of our future. And I said, I want to pull that money out of the hands of a wealth manager that we were working with, and I want to put it into a real estate deal, and I want to put it in to one of Ken's real estate deals. And, I think my husband might have been surprised, but you know what? He was supportive, and he was okay with it, and all the
agony was your agony.
All the agony was exactly my agony. I mean, he was okay with it. And it's been the greatest thing, and it was very empowering. And actually, I think it's made our marriage stronger. I think it's made our partnership stronger, because now, instead of me just learning from him, we're learning from each other in this way too. And I love that. I love that.
Yeah. Thank you.
Sure.
All right. Give her a hand. Thanks. Yeah, great. Thank you. Okay. Where did I put it? Oh, over here. Okay, we're kind of short on time, so we're gonna. Is everybody willing to play a little exercise? Hello? You all willing to participate? Okay. How many have heard anybody, even yourself, say investing is risky? Let me see. Come on. Thank you. How many people believe investing is risky? Good. Thank you. Okay. Let's talk about why. We're going to do a little exercise. It's going to be very quick, going to be very simple. We have the rich woman stock market. It goes from 1 to 10 points. Your job as an investor, we're going to see how good an investor you are. Your job as an investor is to determine, is the market going to be going down or the market going up? Now, a person that thinks the market is going up is called what in the stock market world? A bull. And somebody who thinks the market's going down is called a what? Bear. So we're going to determine, are you bears or are you bulls? Okay, now to make it interesting, imagine if we really had the time, I would have you pull out your money. Every decision you're going to make is worth 100 ringgits. How many? 100 ringgits. Okay. I'm thinking of a number between 1 and 10. The number is not 5. Your job is to determine, is the market going below 5 or above 5? Are you a bear or are you a what? Bull. You have 10 seconds to make up your decision. 100 ringgits is riding on this. 10 seconds, go. You can talk to your neighbor about it if you want. Okay, time's up. Have you all made your decision? Okay. 100 ringgits riding on this, right? You're all good for it, right? Liars. Okay. Who thinks the market's going down less than 5? Show of hands. Everybody who's a bear. Okay, all you bulls out there. Greater than 5. Oh, we have a lot of optimistic people out there. Okay, how much is riding on this? 100 ringgit. Do we have a drum roll, please? And the number is 2. All right, who made money? Who lost money? Okay, I'll give you one more opportunity. Double or nothing. 200 ringgit. You can make double your money or nothing, but everybody's got to play. Agreed? So how much money is riding on this? $200. Okay. You have to decide, are you going to be a bull, greater than 5? Are you going to be a bear, less than 5? Talk it over with your neighbor. You've got 10 seconds. Go. And time is up. Everybody made a decision. Who thinks the market's going up? Where are my bulls? Whoa. Where are my bears? All right. Let me see those bulls again. All right. How much money's riding on this? 200 ringgit. Ooh. Drum roll, please. And the number is 2. Who made money? Who lost money? All right. Talk it over with your neighbor. Okay, and begin finishing up. And thank your partner. Okay, so in the real world, what is this called? Gambling. Gambling. Did you have any information? Did you have any control over the outcome? Would this be risky? Is this what a lot of people do when it comes to investing? Let me give you a scenario. I'm at the cashier at the food store. She's got a hot tip. I run home, put my money on this hot tip, knowing nothing, checking out nothing. And sure enough, I lose what? My money. And then I say, oh, investing is so risky. So without the financial education, without any experience, investing is very risky. Today, Andy talked about, Ken talked about it, Robert talked about cash flow versus capital gains. So many people today who lost money were looking for what? Cash flow or capital gains? Capital gains, because the capital gain investor typically only makes money when the market goes where? Up. Excuse me. The cash flow investor makes money when the market goes up and down. That's why our game is called cash flow, not capital gains. Okay? So also I want to say one other thing about the cash flow game. The cash flow game really is what Robert and I did to get out of the rat race. It's what we did, the scorecard, almost every deal on that game board we did. The deal cards is how we look at a deal. So if you have an opportunity to play this game, please play this game, because what we're finding is people who are sending us all their success stories and their testimonials, who are now investing, who are now out of debt, all of that, they contribute it to playing the cash flow game, because once they get in there, it's very real life. So if you have an opportunity to play it, please play the game. One other commercial plug. If you are in debt of any sort, Robert and I had tremendous debt. At one point, we were over $500,000 in debt from a business that had gone bad and from credit cards and things like that. And we found a formula, and this is called how we got out of bad debt. You know the difference between bad debt and good debt? Okay? Bad debt makes you poor. Bad debt is things like credit card debt, car loans, all that stuff you have to pay for, where good debt buys your assets for you. So we found this formula. We discovered a formula, and we put it into practice, and we have a CD about it, and this is the beauty of it. There is nothing different you have to do than what you're doing today, except two things. Number one, if you're going to buy something on a credit card, you got to pay it off the month you buy it. You cannot accumulate any more long-term credit card debt, number one. Number two, the only other thing you have to do, if you want to be debt-free, I mean everything, cars, houses, everything, in about 7 to 10 years, everything, you only have to come up with $100 more a month. That's it. And that's on here. And that's what Robert and I did. We did it. It works. I mean, if you're in debt, I'm going to say get this product if you're in debt and need to get out of debt, because it's a very simple program, and it really is a must if you're swimming in debt. If you can't come up with an extra $100 a month, are you ever going to be a successful investor? I don't think so. So I really highly recommend this. Okay, so in closing, I just want to talk about one other thing, and that is this. I have come to learn over the years there's no such thing as a get-rich-quick scheme. There's no overnight pill you can take. There's no deal of a lifetime that's going to make you rich beyond your dreams. Instead, I've learned that investing is a what? Process. It took us from 1989 to 1994, 5 years to become financially free. It took us another 5 years to become what I would call rich. Okay, when we were financially free, we didn't have millions and millions of dollars to live off of. All we had was $10,000 a month coming in every month from our investments, primarily real estate, which at that time was a lot. Still $10,000 is a lot of money to me. However, we only had $3,000 a month going out in living expenses, in our mortgage, in our car payments, in our living, everything. So $10,000 a month coming in, $3,000 going out. At that point, we were financially free. And the beauty of that was, for the first time, we could finally ask ourselves, what is it we want to do with our lives? You know, what is it, what contribution do I want to make? What do I really want to do for the rest of my life? And it was one of the most freeing moments I've ever had. But I've learned that investing is a process. And one of the beauties of the process, and many of you I'm sure have heard this, if here is your, say here you are today, and this is your goal, do you get there from a straight line? Hello? No, it's not a straight line. It goes like this, it goes like this, it goes like this, it goes like this. It looks like one of Andy Tanner's graphs. It goes up and down, you learn, you make mistakes, you have successes, you go through all the things you don't want to, you fight, you overcome obstacles, you meet new people. The beauty of the process is not the goal, but it's who you become in the process. It's the process, for me, that builds character. It's the process of who I become. I'm not the same person I was back in 1989 because of the process I've been through. Does that make sense? So investing is a process, and many of us are afraid to even get started because we're afraid of making a what? Mistake. Are mistakes part of the process? Absolutely, and mistakes are the way we learn. So it is a process. There are mistakes. And I'm really excited to announce something that this is the first time I've ever announced this. I'm really excited because we do have a new Rich Woman product. And I'm very, very excited. This is the first place that we've ever launched it. As a matter of fact, we created it just so it could be here for this show. And it's all about the process. And it's purple. This is our new Rich Woman, what we call our Rich Woman GPS. Ooh. Ooh.